I am live. This is exciting. So I'm trying something new and I'm just calling it a matcha talk because I've got my matcha and this is a matcha latte and I drink this most days. And so what I'm trying is going live just to challenge myself to create more content because, by the way, I'm Ashley and I have a website called ashesyoga.com. I have not done a lot of live YouTube videos, but I thought I'd get on and try this. And so what my plan is to be consistent and just show up and make content and talk. I've had a goal for a long time to start a podcast. And for some reason, my mindset is like, that's too challenging or it's too much. And it's really not, but I keep stopping myself because I think it has to be perfect. I think a lot of people do that too. So if you are watching and want to say hello, I'm going to be doing just more often, probably going live, doing just call it, because some people do like coffee chat. Well, this is a matcha talk. So I've got my matcha. I can explain how I make it too. So I don't have any specific topic, but I did want to talk about the concept that a lot of people that I work with too and myself struggle with, and that is to create more than you consume. I will sit and listen to other people's podcasts. I will watch Instagram reels. I will go down the scroll hole for way too long. It's really bright. And I might have to shift a little bit. And yet here I am being like, I could create content like that too. If you want people to get to know you, you have to put yourself out there. And what I've seen the people I work with, because I help yoga teachers with building their businesses and getting online and getting on video. And part of, sharing that is me doing what I tell others to do. And it's just showing up, being consistent. And so I know a couple people that I've worked with in the past who wanted to build, a thriving yoga business online. And I don't think they had a profile picture. I don't know what they look like. I've never seen them on video. And that's just not going to go over well if you're trying to build a personal brand. So I'm going to show up. And if you have questions or anything, or if you want to know about anything, I'm going to be here for a little while, just live streaming and chatting. And I'll probably do this more often, even if it's just for like 15 minutes or so. Got to drink some matcha. A little bit more. I wanted to start a podcast primarily because I want to be able to like share my story. I actually had to take it back a while. I did a case study with Offering Tree. And so they were asking me questions a few days ago. And I forget that people obviously don't know my whole story or don't know, you take it back way back when I started my teacher training for yoga, when I quit my job and started teaching yoga full time. I've moved, I've gotten divorced, I have 2 kids, I had a miscarriage at one point, I lost my dad, like all sorts of, like life just goes up and down, right? So I just thought it would be really fun to start a podcast. I'm going to keep talking about that too, because maybe I do that. Can also do little live matcha talks too. So the podcast is going to be just like a podcast about resiliency, overcoming challenges, just because that's a thing. That's a theme for a lot of people. And the challenge doesn't have to be some big thing. Like I know people overcoming breakups, loss, grief, like big things, but it can also be small things like overcoming overcoming fears of getting on video or overcoming fears of showing up or trying something new. Matcha is a great alternative to coffee. I was never really a big coffee drinker anyway. I like mochas from the coffee shop, but I learned this amazing recipe when I went to a women's retreat about 4 years ago. And it's so, so good. Oh, hi, Paul. Good morning. This is the first time I'm ever doing this, so I don't know that I'll have lots of viewers. I think in the future, it may be fun to do like, just get on daily and do live. This is day 1, so I'll keep doing it each day, maybe most days. When I talk about consistency, I don't mean every single day. So I'm not going to do this, set out to do this live video and go live on YouTube and be like, this is day 1, tomorrow I've got to do day 2, then day 3, and like I have to stay with it. The best form of consistency for me is sticking to doing something more days than I don't do it. So it might be weekdays. If I do 4 days a week, that's awesome. If I do a couple days, but it's not a big deal if I don't show up all of the time. And I've got lots going on. Oh, thank you. It's great to see. Great to hear that. Thanks. Yeah. And I want to share more. I really do. I just need a place or a platform to do that. So I share a lot of tech tips. Like on my YouTube channel, you'll see microphone videos and uh, technology tips and how to start businesses and how to teach yoga. But I haven't really shared a lot of my personal life. And I just want it to be able, like, I can't share in the moment, but I'm happy to share. I guess with my members inside of Ash's Academy, I do share quite a bit because we have co-working sessions that are not recorded. So you'll hear some like personal updates. I do think it's really good to have a little bit of that vulnerability. But me and my sister were talking last night. I was showing her a project I'm working on. She's going to make me a new matcha mug, by the way, because she is a potter. She makes pottery. So she said she'd make me a new matcha cup for my Matcha Talks. So yeah, I don't teach as much yoga anymore. Right now, I'm more focused on teaching the yoga teachers how to put themselves out there. So I'm not doing as many lessons or classes myself. Like I don't teach yoga. I do teach my Zoom class in the morning, but I've actually been doing CrossFit for a year and a half. I just finished up a 10-week program with Bodyweight Brigade, which is more bodyweight strength training. So I've been doing a lot more strength training. I just went for a 6.5-mile trail run at 5 a.m. this morning. I went for a 6.5-mile trail run and I loved it. I love that kind of stuff. I love being active, although I know yoga is such a great complement. But because I don't teach in person, I don't own a studio, I'm able to put my focus towards the things that I really, really enjoy. And also, I do really, really enjoy yoga. Of course, it's always going to be in my life, but it looks a little different now because I love teaching people about the tech stuff and software. And I'm really good at it too. So I teach a lot of people how to use Offering Tree. It's really bright now. How to use Offering Tree. Let's see if we can. I have to move over a little bit. I teach them how to use Offering Tree. I teach people how to use video and Zoom and all sorts of things. And there's only so much time, right? There's only so much time in a day. So yeah, so I might get back to teaching yoga at some point, like handstands inversions. You said do a yoga video with inversions, and I don't post yoga videos anymore. I teach other people how to do it. So how can they teach online? So I'm the tech help, really, the strategy help for the internet online business stuff. But I mean, at some point, even like in a live video, I might be like, hey, come do a yoga practice with me. Yeah, and I think it'd be, I don't know. I just can't do it all. So I'm picking and choosing. And right now, I'm in a life season where it's a lot of kids, a lot of parenting, and co-parenting too. So if you are familiar with that, if anybody is, co-parenting means that you don't have your kids all the time and you have to navigate a relationship with the other parent, whether that's high conflict or no conflict or good or bad. There's a lot of moving pieces. Oh, Jennifer, your website's up because of me. Exactly. I love teaching people to get their websites up, but I don't want you to procrastinate. Like your website should not be a place where you just stay forever and ever. And I do see people doing that. What I usually teach is to get your website up as a place to sell your things. Like it's your foundation. But that's why I teach about Offering Tree, because it's a place that is like a all-in-one business software. It's not just get a website up. I actually just made a website on WordPress for somebody who is local, for a local friend who is running for a school board, and totally different than yoga or fitness. But to get a website up, it's so easy. And then AI just like populated all the stuff, but it doesn't have, scheduling, booking, course hosting, the like email list building. It's just like a standalone website. Those are so easy to get up. And with AI nowadays, it can just like, boom, like make one pretty and easy and simple, and you just have to change a couple things. So websites should not be tough to get up. You should publish something, get it out there, but then what wraps around it is all the business stuff, like, oh, the video libraries. I'm actually streaming through StreamYard, so I can share my screen sometimes too, and I might end up doing that sometimes. Maybe it's going to be like part co-working session where I can walk people through things. I'm not sure what this is going to become, honestly. Maybe this is the only time I'll ever do a little matcha chat, but it it's nice to feel like, I don't know, I'm talking to someone, because I don't have anyone else to talk to in person. So I don't like to say that. I don't want to. I guess it's not a big deal. No one knows where I live. I don't necessarily like to publicize that I live by myself, but yeah, I'm a single mom. Yeah, I do. I don't live with somebody. I live with my kids, in a very safe neighborhood, and there are things that I won't share online, and that's, just for the safety. And I've never had any issues. I just don't want there to be issues. I'm not going to share my address, where I live, the school that my kid goes to. I had a whole video on that once. It's like things I won't share. I usually don't share whether or not I live alone, but it's kind of like you can come to your own assumptions based on the fact that I'm a single mom. So, yeah. So this matcha comes from matcha.com, like the matcha powder I get. I get the superior blend, and then I put my own nut milk. So I have Brazil nuts and cashews soaked, and then I blend that up with water at a temperature of 180 degrees, with some dates, 2 dates, and some hemp seeds and some collagen, and then the matcha. And then you put it all together, and it's like this. It's crazy because a lot of people will say, something. I used to be like addicted to coffee shop mochas, and it's just like a warm hug. Like, it feels so good. And so I would always go to the coffee shop and get mochas. And since I've started drinking this, I don't have a desire to go and get a mocha, because I've had my warm beverage, and there's not a lot that can replace that coffee shop mocha. Like, coffee at home, I couldn't do it. I tried having coffee at home with, creamer, and like I like an oat milk creamer that I really liked. It still was like not the same. It didn't have, I don't know if it wasn't something about having coffee at home didn't hit the spot. So I still had coffee at the coffee shop, but when I have this, like, I have no desire to go and get coffee, which is really cool. So matcha.com is a place that I go to and get it. And so I learned it's a whole thing. And there's a matcha bowl. The bowl itself has to be like flat on the bottom and like bow inward, just because of the way that you whisk it. So there's some special features about the matcha bowl. You can't just use a regular mug. I mean, you could use one of those electric whisks, and you could use a cup or a mug or whatever. But I think it's really nice to use the original like bamboo whisk when you're whisking the matcha, and then you pour in the nut milk or whatever milk you want. But you don't want to use, what was it? You don't want to use regular milk. I think there was a reason behind that, something about the proteins or something. Or other milks maybe don't work. I'm not sure. A lot of people have this cold. I think matcha is disgusting. So I'm gonna say that I think matcha tastes like grass. It's gross. It's kind of like, whenever I get it from a coffee shop, I'm just like, ugh, this is so gross. But when you make it yourself with the correct ingredients, so good. So good. I'm also still, I don't know, I have so many topics, random things I can talk about. I had no one else to talk about with me. I have no one else that's going to talk to me, so I might as well tell you about it. Coming up in July, I'm really excited about this, a video creation camp, summer camp. Not actually, it's online. So it's a 3-day video creation series, how to create videos, how to get on video, which is part of the reason why I'm doing like a live video and just like getting on and sharing whatever comes up, because I do think this kind of thing can be so powerful for people who are just starting. Like, just go live. I mean, I see I've got 3 people live in the corner, which is a lot for the first time I'm doing this. So I think it can be so powerful for people who, even if they have no audience and 0 people are on, just to do it, because it will enhance your confidence. It will gives you that practice, even if it feels really awkward. Like right now, I feel kind of awkward, but I'm just gonna talk. I'm just gonna get on video and focus on looking at the camera and talking to someone as if they're right next to me. But with a one-sided conversation like this, it's like kind of weird because you're not getting anyone talking back. So I can just talk and talk and talk. Yeah. Okay, Jennifer, you can give it matcha is typically gross. This one, it doesn't taste bad. I have a blog post actually on how I make it, and maybe I'll do like a live video and actually go through the process, because it's like very specific. So the matcha powder goes in. Actually, I heat up the water to 180 degrees, and I have my little water heater that you can choose the degree. So it's 180, not too hot, because of the way the matcha is. And then I put like a half a teaspoon of matcha. You whisk it in there, right? Well, actually, I put the hot water in first to warm up the bowl, pour that water out, and then I whisk up the matcha. And then what was next? And then I take a handful of soaked cashews and 3 Brazil nuts, like in a little cup. They've been soaking overnight. And I dump out the water. I put that in a blender with a tablespoon of hemp seeds and 2 dates, which make the sweet. I like sweet things. So I put 2 dates in there, and then I add collagen powder just like as an extra. And then I pour a bunch of the hot water into that and blend it up in my Vitamix blender. So I just, but I have a strainer. So the matcha's been like whisked in here, and you have to whisk it until it's fluffy with a little water. And then I pour in the nut milk that I just made, the fresh nut milk, over the top. And I think I'm mostly tasting the nut milk and the dates, and the matcha is like way more subtle, which is why I like this. So the matcha isn't overpowering. It's not like and it's also a high grade good matcha that I keep in the refrigerator, closed in the refrigerator. So yeah, I'll teach you guys how to make it. I think it's great. Yeah, the summer camp, it's going to have like a campy theme because it's summer. It'll be the beginning of July, the first couple of days of July. I'm doing a 3-day video creation camp. I'm just coming up with all the graphics. I just updated the workbook. This is actually going to be similar to the YouTube for Yoga Teachers launch that I did last September when I did a 3-part series for YouTube for Yoga Teachers Live. However, this video creation camp is more broad about how video is amazing. So less about YouTube and more like why you should be on video. And then we can do some like workshops on video editing, content creation, that kind of stuff. So it's going to be a packed 3 days. Like I have 3 days of trainings with like slides, but then I want to also include like co-working or like let's work together on this. And yeah, so I'm getting all that together. It's coming along. I was just doing it yesterday. And I just have to do the opt-in page so you can sign up. And I think we have plenty of time for that. Yes. My goodness. Yes. So helpful to help others troubleshoot. Good. Lara, you to set up your offering tree library. Are you in that course? I have the on-demand video library course. I'm doing a live Q&A walkthrough next Wednesday. This coming Wednesday. So anyone in that course can join if you have questions and want to do it together. I have noticed that like it is that people want more of that, like they want to know that you're a real person. So joining a course that just you watch the replays is like, I don't want to do this. But courses that I teach are really good to have it self-paced because it's really good to like pause, go do the work, pause, go do the work. Like that's important. But I think having an element of like Zoom calls, accountability, and coaching to help you troubleshoot a couple things, ask and answer any questions can be so good. So I want to make sure to put some of those on. Yeah. Oh, good. The thing about YouTube is I don't know people's actual names if you don't have I see the name of your channel, I think. Corto dos Posters. You and your wife have been trying to start a business at home in Portugal. You live in Scotland. Ooh, fun. And all my videos have been great help. Good. Wonderful. I'm trying to post more. It's just again, I would love to be consistent with YouTube more regularly, but I am actually doing a lot within my membership. We do a lot of coaching calls. I do a lot of what have I been doing? I wanted to start a podcast. I said that, but there's only so much you can focus on. And I think I talk about that a few times where like you pick one platform and go all in on it. Because if you try to do all of them, you end up doing none of them because it's overwhelming unless you're hiring help. So like me and Instagram are not best friends. Like I don't focus on Instagram. If you want to follow me on Instagram, I share like behind the scenes stuff. I share stuff to my stories and I share stuff like a post here and there, but it's really not focused on business building. And I don't think I want to because Instagram gives me anxiety. And I do struggle with, I think, anxiety. And Instagram is just so fast. There's just something about it that I'm like, if I wanted to focus on it, I'd have to stop doing webinars. I'd have to stop doing YouTube so much, not thinking about starting a podcast. I'd have to like just do Instagram. Like I need that focus on I need the blinders on. And Instagram is not it for me. And I also don't want to teach people how to use Instagram, where I feel like if I find people on Instagram for business, right? If I find them for my business and clients and people found me through Instagram, I have this like thought or sense that they'd want me to teach them how to also grow on Instagram. And I do not want to. I would much rather teach people how to grow on YouTube, on YouTube or through, presentations and launches and other things. So that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. So thanks for having a matcha chat with me, everyone. I think we'll try to do this again. I know it's just got really bright out here. It's going to be a gorgeous weekend. I have my kids now. I get my kids back today for a week. So week on, week off with the kids. That's how it goes. So it is kind of tough where the weeks I have my kids, I feel like I often get more done because it's very scheduled and I only have this much time, so I highly focus. The weeks I don't have my kids, I want to get so much done, but I also just want to relax. The course here, it's here, ashesyoga.com/video library course. I don't know if that's clickable, but if you go to that, yeah, it's probably not clickable, but if you go to ashesyoga.com/video library course, let me share that. I was very proud of my my sales page skills here. Can I share my camera? I think so. Share screen. That one. So I have this is what it is. It's ashesyoga.com/video library course. And I'm going to raise the price soon. There's a little banner. Are we seeing this? Yes, kind of. And this is my sales page, but it's $37 to get like the full step-by-step on how to create your video library with extra bonus things. And I am going to go live on Wednesday for the group, whoever's inside. So if you're inside, let me do that as a banner. /video library course. Save. Look at that. This is so fun. Okay, that's what it is. And yeah, we'll go live. It's kind of nice to have support in these things. I know it is. I am the same. Some of it's mindset stuff, but a lot of it's also just like, give me the tech things. And I've been talking about it's a mini course, the video library course. It will take you like a couple hours, maybe. There's 8 lessons plus a couple sub lessons. And the longest one is 20 minutes. Otherwise, they're like 5 to 10. So I just tried to break up. I made a 50-minute tutorial once, but then there were still questions on it. So I broke it all up into smaller lessons and the workbook or the checklist. The checklist is what it is. The checklist is really nice. I've actually reframed how, like, the steps for the process. Whoa, holy man. Anyway, I'm always organizing and things. Anyways, yeah. So that's it. I think I'm going to go now, though. I've got an hour. I'm going to figure something else out. So thanks for being here on the chat. And well, maybe I have to respond to some messages and things. I'll maybe come back another day for more Matcha Talk. Don't know what this is going to become, but we'll see. Bye.